Maven, the legendary Maven, and he was muted. Excuse me, but we're here joined by Maven, and we are hopping on with Team Pure versus G4C Misfits. We're gonna kick it off with APG off the beginning. You guys all know he's a little bit of a beeliner.
He's been slaying. I watched a bit. We had the frenzy on Simplex.
Oh yeah, he actually. We were talking about it with Scott. Just is always making the best use of his time, and he's always just constantly moving.
Yeah, this I've been looking forward. I know they've been streaming quite a bit and practicing like the 2 weeks before this, but I haven't really watched these guys play together too much, honestly.
Yeah, they can, you know, they're on and off, but at the same time, I feel like all of these guys are very, very familiar to really anyone. We all know APG, kind of almost like a household name at this point in terms of Halo, and Ninja, everyone watches all the time, and then Snipe Down, he streamed on Daily Motion there for a bit, now finally back on Twitch, so that we can all enjoy it.
I'm glad they're all going to be back on Twitch now.
That was it was a little bit of a weird scenario they got themselves into, but you know, at the end of the day, you just need to really choose the right home. So.
Yeah, and now this, one of the few, I know it's a little, some are, some aren't, but this is one of the game types I believe it does have the double-layered overshield. So yeah, that's going to be a huge part, especially for the flagpoles. I think, if I remember correctly, it's all the objective are the ones that have the double-layered, right?
Yeah, that's what we've been told. Correct. Okay. So as you guys know, Coach Diesel, or Coach NASA, as some people probably know him as, he's the coach over at G4C Misfits, and I'm sure you guys saw Snipe Down. Weasel was waiting to get in that overshield last series on top middle and simplex, and we're probably going to see that a lot on this one. You know, Diesel doesn't miss times. He counts down really from 10 to 1, and
it's great.
And
I love it.
Yeah, he really knows what he's doing. So right now we see a lot of people are kind of taking some notes from AGL Nashville. I know that Scott and I were always really harking on people for not taking that top middle, bottom middle route. A lot of people taking around the sides because they think it's more safe, a little bit more secure, but
it just takes so much longer.
Yeah, just wait, and you got to think, you know, the more time you're giving the other team to spawn, the worse of a route it is, in my opinion.
Yeah, and like I think this is probably this is the most competitive. Not most competitive, but most talent we've had in a series so far.
Yeah, all these guys are very.
I mean, Pure had some close games, but they've got through pretty handily. I mean, this is going to be their biggest test, and I don't know how much. I believe there was at least one night these guys streamed. I don't know what their series ended up being. Okay. I want to say it was 9-4 Misfits or something like that, but they handled them pretty well. But then again, as you and I know, online doesn't mean a whole lot.
Online doesn't mean anything, guys.
Yeah.
For those of you watching at home, you can say you beat, let's say, the Ogres or Walshy online, but really when it comes down to it, they barely ever lost on land. So what does that say?
Yeah.
So you really got to recognize the vast difference in gameplay outcome when it comes to online or an actual LAN or whatever kind of tournament you guys are participating in. So yeah, it's just a very big difference.
Yeah, really not comparable at all. We see Misfits are already out to a relatively early 2-0 lead here. And for those of you just tuning in or maybe haven't followed it too closely, it is first to 5 caps. Flag does have to be at home to score.
Correct.
I'm guessing most of you have been with us for a majority of the day, but just giving new viewers a little bit of information.
Yep, so as you guys see right here, pink 3 or purple 3, whatever you guys want to call it, the top ring of the map is really the main area of control. Yeah, you want to control the snipers, you want to take control of Obi and also of the sticky detonator, but it's a constant battle for ring 3. You always want to have a guy up there really just being annoying, putting in shots, and it's sometimes impossible to kill him, especially online.
It doesn't matter whether it's Slayer, Extraction, Flag here. I mean, Ring 3 control is enormous. You can just be such a pest. You can 10 people all over the map, and I mean the biggest part of it really is just the call-outs. I mean, you could tell, you can see everybody.
I'm a big fan of sitting up there and just really being annoying.
Yeah.
It's being able to peg. Wow, we just saw Snipe Down
beat up a little bit there.
Yeah, that was a little bit unusual, but
they cap, so
he's doing what he has to do, I guess, to make sure that they get it. But again, as we saw in the last series, Snipe Down got a little bit of trash talk thrown his way, and oddly enough, now actually obviously enough, he came up after us, after the series, and went over to Scott and myself and said, dude, I don't know if you noticed, but they talk trash to me. And we said, hey, listen, we had your back, man. As soon as we heard that, we knew it was over. And
it's funny because he was saying, like, we were talking quite a bit last night, and he was saying he doesn't feel, not to compare it to like Tiger Woods and kind of how that changed, but like people aren't scared of him like they used to be. But it's kind of dumb because he's still an absolute freak.
Yes, I mean, I will never forget some of the stuff that kid pulled off on his squad and when he was on straight ripping. His talent is unmatched, especially when it comes to the sniper.
And for those of you that don't really know his past, I mean, his big thing when he came on the scene was back when Halo had like your hit percentage, and he was like pulling off these like 65, 70% hit percentage games, which may not sound that high, but that's for all of your shots.
And I used to, just to kind of put it in comparison, I shoot a ton. I'm one of those guys that's just constantly laying down fire, whether I'm missing or hitting. And I would put down, I don't know, 1,000 shots some games. And I would have around, anywhere from 45 to 50%, maybe 55 was my best. But yeah, 65, 70. I remember Gandhi used to hit the 60 to 65 mark quite a bit, but he never ever hit the 70
and that's the thing that like you just knew, like, wow, this guy apparently can aim.
and
he's always been one of the more steady though. He's just got a real steady aimer and
shots. Wow, when we just saw Tri-Surge get absolutely embarrassed, and then Ninja just pulled off a double. This guy is destroying with the sticky detonator. I really did not expect to see that many crazy plays, and another one. This kid is just destroying. And we have APG holding down Ring 3 with Sniper. We all know that he loves Ring 3, but I guess he loves it enough to go up there with Snipes.
Yeah, and Ninja's just, a lot of people say part of the reason he succeeds is a nice snipe there, is he's a little more unorthodox than some. Does things kind of in a way you wouldn't expect him.
When I teamed with Nated, I touched on it a little bit earlier, but I used to say, Brett, like, really, like, what's going through your head, my man? Because I think the entire Halo community is wondering it. And he said, well, I just like to, do things that are really unpredictable and fly off things so that, people are put in situations that they've never been in before, and they don't know how to get out of it.
It's like people's brains work differently. When you're in a battle or in a certain predicament, there's usually quite a few different things you can do. And, if you have this guy that's a really smart, strong player but just goes a different way with stuff, it's definitely annoying.
Yeah, APG is another one of those players that he's very unpredictable. He's constantly moving, and he puts you in a situation where you have to make a very hasty decision. And a lot of players, they're ready for people to, take a, kind of like a chill pill in a way, and just sit back and shoot and relax. But with APG, he's up in your grill, and there's no way to prepare for it.
Yeah, and I just love this team. I don't know if you and Scott already talked about it, but like, APG's obviously had a tough run with Halo 4. He was on the original Pulse ambush, and unfortunately they picked up his solo, which you can't really blame him. But
can't hate.
And then he was on SQ, and SQ let him go because they wanted to bring in the old squad. So he's had a time being on a squad. And Proverb, if you guys don't know, I mean, he's, I think, within the next 10 days, he's actually leaving for boot camp, I believe. So it was kind of nice to see those two get paired up with the monsters that are Ninja and Snipe Down. Not that they're bad, but it's just it's nice to see them be able to go to an event like this with such a strong team.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like we have really just Misfits taking complete control of this game, guys. I know we haven't touched on it too much, but it's really just because it's more so obvious. They've been holding it down. They got a 4-0 lead, obviously very secured at this point. But we just saw 3 members go down, so we might see a little bit of a push from Pure.
Yeah, I thought this would be a little bit closer. I mean, I obviously would have picked Misfits to win this series, but this has been it made it look kind of easy so far.
Yeah, and with how Pure stacked up against Swarm, I expected to see again just an even battle and in between these two teams, because I thought Swarm was really impressive in the earlier rounds, and I thought it was going to transfer. But obviously, one of the things that I always like to talk about is matchups. And, you know, you look at, I know I mentioned it a lot, but some teams just don't stack up, even in sports, you know, so, any given Sunday, a lot of people say. And there's some games where, you know, people are dominant and some games where they're not. And you just have to really just take each game step at a time.
I figured Pure would be a little more polished just because they've put a little more time in practicing. Whereas, you know, Misfits came together, what, a week, a little over a week ago when this all got finalized, so they haven't had a ton of time to practice.
And the thing, though, that I feel about G4C Misfits is that since they are so obscure of a formation of a team, that I feel like they not only trust in each other, but they made a concerted effort to have that teamwork. You know, they didn't have, none of these guys team with each other, folks. Like, you know,
APG and Snipe Down would be the only two just from beginning of Pulse Ambush.
But that's not even now. So, you know, so these guys, they have a history, so to speak, but none of these guys are on the same team. And you always see duos come out. You know, you always see like Enable and Flamesword or any of those types of duos come in. But this is just a thrown together team. So again, you have to assume that these guys are really trying to make a conscious effort to having that team shot.
Yeah, and I got to think, but you know, Snipe Down and Ninja's got to be a scary thing to look at.
Those Snipe Down is just unmatched talent, like I said. The kid just, sometimes you just gotta watch in amazement.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I still like to go back and watch some of his like earlier, like, you know, Halo 3 montages and stuff. Gosh, just freakish.
He's dominant. And he just got taken out by his own medicine, the sniper rifle. But it looks like Proverbs made a bold play and just really taking the flag back all the way to his base. I don't even know how he got over there, but he's doing it right.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's just a matter of time now, but Pierce put up a little bit of fight here at the end, kind of like our conversations earlier. I mean, don't give up. You know, if you can get a couple caps here, try to get a little momentum going your way. Try to figure out their style a little bit, because again, I think they only really had one night of scrimming against them, if I remember right. So you can't learn that much from one evening. And
another thing, just like you said, never give up. When you get dominated, when you get plowed 5-0, it's hard to look at your teammates after the game and smile. It really is, because I mean, for me especially, there's nothing worse than losing. And honestly, when you just have that loss, especially 5-0 fashion versus 5-4, you don't really have much to talk about. You know, you could say, oh, we did this wrong and that wrong, but if you're at a tournament, you know, you can only say so much when you're on the sidelines to try and improve that game from what you originally practiced.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least the one cap gives them a little something to build on, and well, they could get a second here. I mean, they got an OS pool there. I believe Spartan had it, but they didn't. I wasn't able to do a whole lot with it. Tried to push on the flag, but I think Snipe Down got a couple injects in him.
Yeah, for sure. And we see Ninja making a move to try and get that flag return up. His sticky detonator is just on point this tournament. The guy is not missing.
And that was a clutch touch there. I didn't think he was going to get to it, but yeah, for those of you who don't know, you know, when it's counting down, you only have 1 second. Just that little touch there is going to reset it, and that's a countdown all over again. So he was able to get, I think it was 14 seconds that were left there, which is a long, long, long time.
Yeah, and just a little quick hard leg shield from Snipe Down. I always like seeing those ordinances in play, even though they're not too often in the beginning rounds of the tournament. But, you know, the Team Slayers, and especially the later rounds, we're going to see a lot of those plays coming out.
I mean, not just, at least competitively. I mean, thruster pack to some degree, but mostly it's just the shield. I've seen some plays that are just unbelievable.
Well, there you have it, folks. G4C Misfits taking down Team Pure in a pretty impressive fashion. 5-1. Dispatch captured the flag.
I'm interested to see how the slang went down, because it looked just from the scores like it was a little more even than I thought it was, but.
All right, and Ninja going off. The guy had the most assists on his squad. He had
most kills,
least caps. And Halo 1, they call that brushing your teeth with all white, baby, because that just he just got all the stats. But regardless, the rest of his team throwing down, you know, unbelievable cover. Really just had a great strat in general. And now it looks like we're moving on to Abandoned Team Slayer. Now, a little bit different from what you guys are familiar with in Team Throwdown playlist or in the V3 settings. Railgun is going to spawn ring 2, different, and we also have the overshield spawning at the green oak tree over, the mid oak tree, and it makes for some different gameplay, but it's exciting nonetheless.
And like we've talked about earlier, I don't care that they just won that 5-1 in dominating fashion. Literally anything can happen on Abandoned Team Slayer. So.
Correct. Yeah, even this morning we did the same thing. We commentated. Yeah. We saw gameplay.
Yeah.
It happened, but then we had the Abandoned TS come in, and it was a momentum changer. And we saw Team Swarm actually end up going up 2-1 against Pure.
Yeah, it was the opposite. Yeah, Swarm is the one that turned it around on Pure. So you got to think if Swarm beat them there, I think Misfits will be able to handle it, but...
Yeah, it is what it is. So for that, I think we're probably gonna. I want to see Ninja. The guy just dominated.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start off with Ninja here.
And
on this next
Ninja's
game.
fun on Abandoned just because there's you put a lot of various weapons on the map, and I know Ninja loves to use whatever is around, so that can be fun. Yeah.
All right, but with that, we are jumping right in. No commercial break here at AGL 6 Pittsburgh. We don't do that.
No listening.
No listening either. But all right, guys, kicking it off with Ninja. Abandoned Team Slayer. Lock it up.
And for those of you not familiar, Team Slayer is the 50. We have 3 things that really matter on this map. Overshield is going to be on the front tree ramp. Railgun, as you can see right now, is ring 2.
There's Ninja's favorite, baby.
Yeah, and back top gold is where the sniper is. Now, really...
Oh, man.
Oh, he is getting chased. I was going to say learn how to use Railgun by watching him, but he didn't really get an opportunity to do a whole lot with it.
Yeah, that was a little bit surprising. I guess he assumed he made that last shot on Tri-Surge, but it just didn't work out for him. He whipped out the Railgun.
Yeah, he's questionable king of the Railgun.
Yeah, man, it's funny that you say that because he's brought it up to me several times that he's not a fan of the Railgun. He doesn't want it in these game types, and I'm sitting here. Come on, man. To us professionals, it's more of an easy power weapon to use for sure. But to anyone else,
he gets kills that I don't get it.
His long range railgun is the best in the game.
Oh yeah,
that's a skill. Honestly, guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, and Sparty just taken out. He gets a no scope double kill. I wish you folks could have seen that. He's going off right now. We're gonna switch it over to Spartan so you guys can see what's making this guy tick over here on top gold.
Oh. Almost had another. Yeah, that was. There's nothing worse than when you have someone one shot.
And he just rips your face off. Yeah. Sad to say, he only has 2 bullets left, but we do know that he's about 40-50 seconds from the new sniper coming up, and it looks like they have a pretty solid amount of gold control here.
Yeah, and like we talked about, he probably more than anyone here has the most to play for. I mean, new team. Been talking a lot of game.
Yeah, we know that he was previously on Adventure Time, one of the teams that attended AGL New Jersey, also AGL Nashville. A bunch of people kind of disagreed with his decision on leaving Adventure Time because, they just had that chemistry that was so profound, and it's very rare from those early teams. We saw that in Warriors back in the Halo 3 era, and you see, a couple teams like that really take it to another level in terms of just their local friendships and whatnot. But he decided, I'm going to make a business decision, and I'm going to go with Team Pure, and he might be proving it,
Yeah, I mean, they're already in the semis right now, so what, guaranteed top 8?
12, I believe.
Top 12, yeah, top 12. They haven't lost yet. I mean, this series is going to be their toughest.
And a nice railgun there. We saw Spartan really just playing it safe. When you have a double-layered overshield, one railgun will not do it justice. You got to take it down, but their snipe down just coming around, man. I didn't expect him to pull that move. There was a very exceptional route that he made just to make sure that Spartan doesn't get away with that railgun.
Yeah, the OS, it's just not as much of a game changer here. I mean, it's not. I've seen some people not exactly avoid it, but it's not worth completely going out of your way and risking your life for, like it is on a Simplex or a Dispatch, where it could completely change the scope of the game.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and we still have Spartan on board, picking up that AR. Not yet tuned yet by by Quindo himself. But it's still a dominant.
Yeah, we've seen some big kills. I mean, if you get close range with it, you're not gonna get killed by BR.
Here give him the sauce. It's
coming.
Him it.
It's coming.
Jump up. Here he comes, folks. He's snaking.
He really wants to solve somebody.
He really wants to prove to me that this AR works. 21-19, and he takes out the AR.
And it just nice shots. If he didn't have help there, he probably would have got him.
I mean, it looks like he missed a couple shots too, though. And we all say that, oh, the AR is a new weapon. It's so easy to use, but this guy is on Team Pure, folks, and that was a little bit
shaky.
Yeah. Ooh, Ninja getting Robert. Wow.
Robert hit him there.
That was dude, Spartan is just. He's playing very, very well. I watched him briefly in Nashville. There was a couple times where you couldn't see his screen, so that was a little bit unfortunate, but he's came to play here at Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I know the first couple series we did with him, I don't think I saw him go less than +10. He was crushing it.
All right, and with that, we're going to head over to an Astro listen in and really just see what this team is all about.
Enjoy.
Dark, I got naded. I got naded. Snipes down. They're all on gold court. Get out of court there.
Get out.
3 of them there.
Ring two.
Purple bridge, APG, weak.
I got him. One shot.
Sniper, ring 3.
Stay alive. Back up, Justin, back up. I got him. Nice.
Got one.
Hold gold, guys.
Rails right here. Rails, one shot. Purple bridge with Rails.
I needed it.
He went bottom. Yep. He went ring 1 probably. Just stay alive, get weapons.
I'm looking purple.
Yeah, main ramp.
2 main ramp. APG. Magic going. Ring 2. I got naded. Everyone live.
Ring 1, shooting me gold court. I got an ulti, guys.
Purple bridge.
Gold court, he's coming up. He's coming up gold right now. He's below you, Tyler. He's below you. Going ring 1.
One shot top gold. Ninja. One shot top gold.
Ring 1. Purple street, guys.
45 seconds.
We gotta contest purple. Ring 3. Someone look ring 3.
I'm looking.
I'm dead.
We're looking.
One shot. I'm purple street.
Got me. Ring 3 still.
Look my purple.
Help Devin.
Pushing purple, guys.
30 seconds over shield.
APG's weak on purple street. On me. And trailer one shot, guys. Trailer one shot. Proverbs weak gold court. We're separating too much. We're separating.
20 seconds over shield. There's no one dark. There's one in dark. Bottom main right now.
One shot purple tree by himself. APG.
Proverbs one shot right there.
Weak. 10 seconds over shield. Bottom dark. Sometimes weak.
I know.
8, 7, 6,
I'm going gold.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's up. They got it, dude.
Fucking A, man.
Coming to you, Tyler.
Eric, watch purple fire.
Ring three right now, guys.
Right here. One shot.
I can't see him.
He's one shot. They got him purple bridge. Purple bridge kill me, Tyler, or Eric.
Mining purple trees.
They're gonna look.
Back up, Tyler.
BR!
I don't know what that was.
I don't know. Yeah, that went fast.
And we're back here at AGL 6 Pittsburgh. We're watching Misfits really just pick apart Team Pure over on Abandoned.
I feel like this is the 3rd Abandoned in a row we've gone to a listen-in, and it goes from like a 2-kill game to a 10+ in like 30 seconds from our listen-in.
I mean, to me, that means the viewers are learning. I don't know what they were saying, but something's working over there, guys.
Yeah.
And I don't expect a 15-kill comeback here. So
this is a domination.
Yeah, Misfits, they are just not only outskilling, but just outsmarting. I feel like they're doing a great job running away, making sure that they're not dying. Something that is constantly reiterated in the Halo franchise.
Yeah, you got. I mean, APG. Misfits has 3 of the probably best 8 players skill-wise in the game. So it's gonna be tough, man.
Yeah, and without a couple of those other players here to kind of cancel them out, it looks like they're just plowing.
Well, there's a big. I mean, I know there's lots of, you got your pros, you got your semi-pros, but when you talk about your ninjas, your snipe downs, your pistolas, I mean, they almost beat other quote-unquote pros and semi-pros as bad as, like, those players would beat me. Like, there's just a big drop-off.
I agree.
It's hard for some people to see, but it comes through when you drop a 17-6 bomb
against pro teams. And the biggest deal is that this kind of stuff it really happens on LAN more so than online.
Yeah.
Online you can't really determine the prominent individual skill of some of these players because there's just that latency issue.
Especially for a player like Snipetown, where his entire not his entire game, but like the big part of his game is his accuracy, his shots. When he doesn't have, from what I understand, the best internet connection. So when he's trying to have to deal with that the whole time, it completely transforms how he has to play, how he performs. It's not.
I mean, we all know, everyone at home, when you have that yellow bar connection, when you have that skip city, you cannot be playing individually focused. You need to be playing as a team, doubling up on people, all that kind of stuff. Thankfully here on LAN, these guys can show everyone at home why they're
That's what's
they're
tough for scrims, because like you have to kind of play different.
Yeah, correct.
You can't play the way
it's
you
all
play
about the communication.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're going to hop on now with Extraction on Haven, one of the most famous maps here in Halo 4. Throughout every playlist, everyone loves it. It's just really
well. It's nice because you can play so many different things you can play on it. I mean, CTF is the only thing other than Lightning Flag, which is a blast.
Yeah, shout out to Quindell Ho for the Lightning Flag.
That one is fun, but yeah, it's very useful for a wide range of game types. If only Oddball worked a little differently in this game, I think Oddball would be a blast.
Yes, Oddball would be so nice on this map if the throwing mechanics are a little bit different. But as we all know, very tough for 343 to change at this moment in time. It would pretty much be a domino effect, you know.
But I think going forward in future titles, they kind of understand now why that didn't really make sense. And I think it'll be fixed going forward, because I would love to play Oddball.
And it's really crazy because, you know, when we had Halo 1, 2, and 3, we didn't really realize how fortunate we were. Like Oddball and Capture the Flag and those mechanics and King of the Hill mechanics and I mean Extraction. Thank God for Extraction. It is an awesome game type.
Yeah.
But we took all those things for granted. We didn't realize like how intricate it made your playstyle, or how in depth it gave you a skill set for running the flag. Like it was insane. And now, you know, with these new dynamics put into place, we look back and we're just thinking, you know, wow, like I wish that I could have Oddball back. You know, Oddball was just such a cool game.
I mean, this has nothing on midship, but it still could be like that universally played for like everything type thing.
Correct.
And I wish it could be that, but it just can't, unfortunately. But Skyline's coming.
Skyline is a coming. V4, baby, let it get.
I was playing with APG the other day, and I was so upset because he never paid for the pack. So we played for like 12 hours straight with Ninja, and we're like, why aren't we getting anything? It's like 6 hours in, he's like, oh, I don't have the new maps.
Unbelievable. If, everyone at home,
download the Majestic
Please
map pack.
Download the Majestic map pack. Just realize that Skyline is the midship of Halo 4. I'm not going to say that it is as good as midship because we're talking about midship here,
it's got some similarities though.
And the reason I believe that is one of the main guys over at Certain Infinity, the guys who helped make the maps 4343 and Halo 4, named by Steven Sinclair, one of the most infamous Halo map designers, multiplayer, I guess you'd say employees of all time. He worked on Halo since Halo 1.
Yeah.
So you look at some of those maps, you know, Chill Out, Hang 'em High, Prisoner, Derelict, Damnation, Rat Race, every single map in that game. he made awesome, and again, that's what I feel like we saw here is Skyline and Monolith.
And even Monolith, like Monolith may not have a place yet competitively, but it's fresh.
It's definitely better than a lot of the ones we saw at launch.
It's a lot better than a lot of the launch maps for sure. So if you haven't already purchased it, you know, if you're spending, and obviously you're into Halo, if you're watching the stream, you care enough about Halo that you should purchase it.
I think the Majestic map pack is only $10.
Yeah, it's like $10, something like that, yeah.
So, anyways, we are just seeing absolute dominance by.
Yeah, sorry we've been a little off topic, but they've just been kind of crushing.
Like I mean, I would join in for some exciting commentary, some exciting casting, but
I was really pumped because I thought this was going to be a kind of close series, but this is they're just not.
Yeah,
they're not on the same
jump
level.
at Ninja. Oh, that you wanted that trip skis. Yeah. You gotta hand it to him.
They're just not on the same level.
And now that jump right there with the thruster pack, I know it looks just out of the ordinary, but that's an exceptional play. There's what? That was.
It's just so fast.
Yeah, there's certain things, you know, guys. Like I obviously I used to be a pro player. I used to do all that kind of stuff. I still never had that type of a whip snipe. It doesn't matter how much you play. Some people are just got that natural stroke of the shot.
Yeah, and I know I went over and just asked Tyler how he's playing, how he's feeling, and he's just I think all he said was destroying. So,
and we should be familiar with that because the kid, he didn't get the MVP. I know he's he's just
he would have got out of that if it wasn't
top. But yeah, he really proved to everyone at Nashville that he deserved the MVP. You know, we saw Gabriel; he was definitely the MVP of his team. He made sure that that everyone was just on board. But at the same time, we have Ninja who went, I think, plus 200 or something last tournament.
Yeah, he was wild, and I know, I'm getting to know him, on a personal level a little more. I didn't really know him before, I got kind of back into it, but I know he caught a lot of flack for kind of being immature and kind of the way he handles stuff. But just in talking with him, we were hanging out with him last night. He's
grown up.
He's great, man. And we were just hearing stuff he did. He used to hop in a snipe downstream and be like, "You want to come watch a real pro?"
Yeah, he used to do that. He was that guy.
That's
hilarious.
All right,
anyways, guys, sorry for getting a little bit off topic once again. We just had